achieve business success. Today, I want to talk about results, the results that you get when you do any of the jobs that you do in your auto repair shop. And I want to talk about it in terms of how you're sharing the great outcomes that you get with your customers with your market. So let's have a bit of a think about how you might be marketing your business at the moment. And maybe you're doing some Google AdWords, maybe you just rely on your website, maybe you just rely on word of mouth, maybe you've got a couple of social media accounts, a Facebook account, an Instagram account, and you get some stuff out there, but you're just not quite sure what you should be putting out there. So you don't have a marketing plan. There's no real effective strategy that you're using. And I want to just work through with you today a really simple way of creating content for your market that will help them understand what solutions you actually provide for the different types of customers that you have. Now, some of you will be in general repair, general auto repair. Some of you might be retailing four-wheel drive products. Some of you might be in marine, in auto elec, in caravans even, or in heavy diesel. It doesn't matter what it is. If you've got a social media presence, you can easily create content that is engaging and will give your customer or potential customer a much greater understanding of what you do and just how easy it is to do business with you. So hello to those of you that are on here with me live. Make sure you say hi in the comments box so I know that you're there. And if you're catching the replay a bit later on, make sure you let me know that as well. So I'm going to give you a really simple example that will hopefully help you break this down so that tomorrow you can walk out into the workshop with your iPhone and you can create your first piece of content. Hey there, Ruth. Great to see you. So what we're going to start off with is simply the reason that someone has come to you. So let's pretend that Dave has come to us. And maybe Dave's come to us because he wanted you to build a race car because you're in performance. Or he just wants better performance out of his V8 whatever. Maybe Dave was just overdue for a service and that's why he came in. Maybe he needed a secondhand engine. Maybe he's going on a camping trip because he's lucky and he's not in lockdown. And he needed something for his Land Cruiser. So that's the first part of us putting together this really easy piece of content is why did Dave come to us? And that's the first thing we say on our video. So Dave came to us because he wanted us to build a race car. So we had a chat with Dave and we did a thorough inspection. Let's say Dave's actually here for a service because I don't actually know what goes into building a race car. So we did a thorough inspection when the vehicle came in and we identified that, yep, definitely overdue for a service, but we also noticed that X, Y, or Z was also in dire need of repair. And we can even dive in under the hood or to whatever area of the car where you've identified that there's an issue. Maybe it's the tire tread or something else. Maybe it's something to do with the brakes. Who knows? But take your iPhone there. It's really simple. Then we say, so we found this, and this. And we went back to Dave and we had a chat to let him know what the options are. And you also might want to say at that point that you did that because you don't like any customer to have bill shock. So we made sure that we had another chat with Dave. We didn't just go ahead with the work. Then we got Dave's agreement and we went ahead. And then the next shot on the video can be the vehicle leaving the workshop as your technician drives it out. Now, you don't necessarily have to get Dave, the customer, in the shot, but the idea is that, the vehicle's going, it's had a wash and a clean and whatever, you might want to show that part. But the idea is that you've got a happy customer and you've provided the solution of the service, but you've also identified safety concerns, and the vehicle is leaving safe, and therefore that's a great thing for Dave. That's the essential message that we want to get across. Now, if you're doing an engine R&R or anything that's a huge repair, these are prime things that we can use for content, because it's actually interesting to quite a lot of people that would be following your page, the work that you're doing. You just think it's not interesting because you do it every single day. Now, there's a great application that you can use to help you make these videos if you have an iPhone. If you have an Android, then you're just going to have to use your basic old video feature. But if you've got an iPhone, download an app called Spark, Spark. And this will actually let you say to camera, hey, it's Rachael here. Dave came to us because, and then you take your finger off the button and then you put it back on the button and you point it at the car and you say your next bit, take your finger off the button, say, think of the next thing that you want to say, and then put your finger on the button again to start recording. So it actually does the editing for you as you go, and you've got time to think of your next thought, move around the car, pull in one of your technicians because they're going to say the next part or whatever. Inside Spark, you can even add some background music, you can add a bit of text, but the idea is that you can have this story about this vehicle and what it is that you're doing for the vehicle, why it came in, what the end result is going to be, and why that's a great outcome for the customer. You can make these things in 2 or 3 minutes and upload them to your Facebook page or your Instagram page. So there's a lot of fear around, oh, what will we put out? Is it going to be the right thing? Well, when you do video, it's kind of hard to get it wrong if they're seeing you, because they want authenticity. So if they're seeing you or the team, it doesn't always have to be you. In fact, it never has to be you. But as long as there's faces in there and they can see that it's real life stuff, that's what's interesting. Some of your potential customers may have no idea that you retail four-wheel drive products, or maybe you even retail camping products, or may have no idea that that you sell caravans, but they can also get them serviced there. Or that you do trucks, but they didn't know that you could do tractors and air conditioning as well. So these are great ways to get content out to your social media page quickly. But it's also something you can easily delegate to the team. So it might be that you produce one of these every couple of days, but I guarantee you every job that comes in to your business is a worthwhile story, even if it's a basic service. So just show them a couple of the items on your checklist that you do with every service. You know, this is how we check the tire tread. This is how we do a safety stop inspection so that we know that your brakes and your suspension and your steering is all where it should be. So I want you to really have a think as you've watched this video on what are we getting out at the moment, and could we just have a crack even just at one of these results videos. So think of it like a testimonial, but you're not waiting for the customer to give you the testimonial. You're just creating one for yourself because you know that you've provided a great solution for your customer. Now, you might just want to bear in mind not to take any registration plates that come into view on your video. Do you need to get the owner's permission? You may want to ask, but if you're not showing anything that's an identifier, then you probably don't need it. But give this a go. It's really, really simple. It's something that we teach our engine room crew how to do, and you'll find that it takes so much hassle and so much thought out of what you can do to get some stuff out on social media. So do it yourself a couple of times, then show your team how to do it, and be producing one of these really short 60-second to 2-minute things every day. You'll be amazed at how much additional engagement you get on your social media. Facebook and Instagram both reward video. So give it a go. Hope you found that useful.